Hey, what's up guys? John here. Bill Gates came out today and made a prediction about the future of work, the future of food, and our future.
The purpose of humanity is not just to, sit behind a counter and sell things. More free time is not a terrible thing.
And it's pretty dystopian, and not many people are talking about it. But as you connect the dots here and you look at what he's saying is going to happen, and a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes, it's all pointing to him being right on the money. Right on the money.
You predicted how the world would change in the next 15 years. Everything you said is happening today.
And I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to show you exactly what this future is going to look like according to Bill Gates, and what you should be doing right now to plan and position yourself for the greatest economic rug pull in American history. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. YouTube will share this content to educate other people about what's really happening in America and in the world. And if you'd like to fix your credit, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, any negative item on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. One late payment can stay in your credit report for upwards of 7 years and drop your credit score a whopping 180 points. So if you're looking to get funding for a business, maybe you invest in distressed real estate, you're going to need great credit. Go to GreatCreditFast.com, click the link in the description just below this video, schedule a free strategy session. Take a look at this. So this came out this morning, right? Bill Gates says a 3-day work week where machines can make all the food and stuff isn't a bad idea. Now, mind you, he owns a large part of Beyond Meat. Right? He owns a very large part of Beyond Meat, which obviously that's synthetic meat, which could be made by machines. So that would obviously indirectly benefit him in a very, very big way. And all the artificial intelligence and generative AI and everything that they're working on with Microsoft and with Bing and with everything that they own, this big ecosystem that is heavily supporting artificial intelligence. They would massively benefit from this. And a 3-day work week would actually benefit the rich more than many people realize, because if you look at where the American consumer is right now, they're to the teeth in debt. Credit card debt, mortgage debt, auto loan debt. There's no way they can just go from most people can't survive on a 7-day work week, let alone a 3-day work week. So what would happen? They would start to see a lot more defaults. A lot of assets would come on the market for sale. Banks would look to unload this inventory, and the rich would get a lot richer, right? That's why you want to position yourself for this. I personally think that this whole thing, if you look back just a couple of years, remember the Great Resignation? They were saying that everyone should quit their jobs unless they were going to be able to get this, big pay. They should go look for other employment. And because of this, you had employers paying 10, 15, 20% more because of a message sent out to the media. Now, sure, some employees deserved more, right? Some didn't, right? The whole message was that everyone deserved to be paid more based on the chain of events that were that unfolded over the last couple of years. But if you look at what really happened, they had everyone against one another, whether it be landlord and tenant, employee versus employer. Everyone was, positioned as the other person was the bad guy. It reminds me of an analogy of, when you put red fire ants and black fire ants inside of a glass jar and you shake it. What ultimately happens is the red fire ants think it's the black fire ants think it's the red fire ants. They fight to the death, not knowing that it wasn't them that was, it was somebody else shaking the jar. That's essentially what's been happening over this economy over the last couple of years. So when you start to look at what's going on with Bill Gates, what he's saying the future is going to look like at work, it's very fascinating. Technology may not replace humans, but it could make a 3-day work week possible. At least that's what Bill Gates thinks. The billionaire joined Trevor Noah on his podcast that premiered on Tuesday. When Noah asked about the threat of artificial intelligence, Gates said there could be one day at a time when humans don't have to work so hard. If you eventually get a society where you can work 3 days of work, a 3-day work week, that's probably okay. There could exist a world where machines can make all the food and stuff, and people don't have to work a 5-day plus work week to earn a living wage. Now, a world where machines make food, unless you're planning on eating a bunch of synthetic fake food, maybe you want to look at this very closely, because what's going to happen? We're going to be walking into a world with a 3-day work week. You're going to start seeing a lot more universal basic income pilot programs. You're going to start seeing a lot more money being thrown around. Even Elon Musk is saying, hey, he sees a place where you're going to have a universal high income, but workers don't want to wait for robots to get financial relief. So what is this going to mean? A lot of the people right now, this is a sad reality, but it's fact. A lot of the people right now that are making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, it's great income, right? Was a couple years ago. Now in many cities, it's hard to live on that. But when you have a situation where they're going to put so much money likely into the economy, that $80,000 might have purchasing power of 40. right? You might have purchasing power of 50,000. And then every single year, as more and more people demand a universal basic income, the purchasing power of that dollar is going to continue to fall. So unless your income is rising at a rate far greater than inflation, living standards will fall, right? And so if they're talking about a universal basic high income and they're offering, let's just say $5,000 a month or $4,000 a month, it's 50 grand a year. Why would you work, to earn 60 or 70,000 when you can get 50 for free? A lot of people are going to ask themselves that very question. So I believe what's going to happen is the middle class is going to get hollowed out. And some people are going to decide to go to the top to put themselves in a really, really strong position financially. And some people are going to say, you know what? I'm fine with the universal basic income. I don't care if I just sit home and swipe on my phone all day. That's fine with me. It just depends on what people want, right? That's what's going to happen, I believe. And if you look at how well positioned this entire situation has been over the last couple of years, it's really, really fascinating because they've been talking about a 4-day work week, and they still do to this day. They've been talking about this the last couple of years. Use of AI could create a 4-day work week for almost 1/3 of workers. America's Got Talent creator Simon Powell has given up on working on Fridays because it's pointless, right? They're going to start having celebrities coming out, trying to condone and support this, saying, you have your favorite rappers coming out saying, it's not cool to work. It's not cool to hustle. It's not cool to, to go out there and work weekends. I mean, you're going to start seeing a lot more people, a lot more of these, quote unquote influencers doing this. Millions could be working a 4-day work week by 2033, thanks to AI. A manufacturer, this is 3 days ago. This is 3 days ago. That's 2 days ago, just for context, right? So a week ago, bill to create 4-day work week program in Massachusetts set for hearing. They're going to continue. And of course, this website here, everyone knows them. There's surprising benefits of a 4-day work week. So everyone is behind this. Everyone's going to be pushing this really, really, really hard. But when you look at how fast this thing is moving, because it's moving fast, and not many people are paying attention to it. IBM, a lot of people know this. They replaced 8,000 jobs with AI. These are the first jobs to go. This came out August, right? So, 3-4 months ago. But let's look at what it's doing right now to the banking sector. Let's look at what's happening here. So, regarding just banks, thousands of bank tellers and other branch clerks losing their jobs, right? But 44% of companies say AI will likely replace employees. But look at, replace 4,000 jobs in May. But look at what Deutsche Bank said in 2017. In 2017, right here, it says Deutsche Bank CEO suggests robots could replace half of its company's 97,000 employees. Said this 6 years ago, right? Almost 6 years ago on the dot, right? Saying it could replace half of their staff. So when you start to look at what's going on with banks, they already quietly fired 20,000 employees so far this year. Citibank is saying they're going to replace 24,000 just Citibank. 24,000, 10% of its 240,000 employees. So you're seeing this massive transfer. You have to ask yourself, what's going to happen to all of these employees that are going to get reduced hours or get let go entirely? They're going to be still sitting on credit card debt. They're going to be sitting on a $720 car payment, a $1,000 car payment. They're going to be sitting on a mortgage that they can't afford as insurance and taxes go up. They're going to be sitting in these obligations. And what I think is going to happen is the next couple of years, you're going to see a lot of people being forced to sell. And that's why you want to be positioned with cash. You want to be positioned to go out there and invest, to buy either land, real estate, whether it be precious metals, whatever you want to buy. But you want to be able to go out there and put yourself in a position to where you can advance and you can move forward. You don't want to ignore the facts because these are the facts. This is what's actually happening. Universal basic income, they're talking about this all the time now. Talking about universal basic income and guaranteed income programs, how they work. AI is coming for our jobs. Could universal basic income be a solution? No strings cash provided. When is there ever something for nothing, right? The last couple of years, remember stimulus, that was going to be something for nothing. How's that working out for American people, right? There's always something. If somebody's giving you something for free, you are the product. That's what's happening. So trust me, that universal basic income might sound great in the beginning, but I think, looking back on it a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're going to look back and be like, whoa, maybe this wasn't what I was sold, right? That's what I think is going to happen. But look at what Elon Musk is saying. So 2025 to 2027 is when he's going to have this Tesla bot apparently mass produced. China's working on something as well. They're saying China's mass production date's 2025. So you start to look at this, in about a month and a half, we're going to be in 2024. So 2025 is basically here. So when you start to look at what's happening here, look at this. Guaranteed income programs in America cities have surged over the past year, rising to 82 participating cities across 29 states this year, up from 11 in 11 cities in 2021. So from 11 cities to 82 cities in the course of 2 years. Like, you tell me, like, that's moving. This is moving fast. This train is moving really, really, really fast. Now, I personally think there's going to be a lot of opportunities. Some of these opportunities will be found, online. Some of these businesses will, maybe there's a lot of traditional mom and pop businesses that, you might be able to streamline. You might be able to, add some type of value, either through, some type of ChatGPT integration, maybe outsourcing talent, reducing their expenses, opening up. Maybe it's a local business you could open up, worldwide. I mean, there's going to be opportunities out there. It just depends on, your niche, depends on your skill set, depends on, who you are as a person, what you're interested in. But there's going to be opportunities, and there's going to be a lot of people forced to sell their businesses. There's going to be a lot of people forced to do things they weren't anticipating on doing last year. Granted, in 2021, almost everybody thought that we were going back to normal. Almost everybody thought, hey, 2018, 2019 is going to be coming back. Except for you, probably, if you've been watching me. I've been saying that we're not going back to normal. The normal is only going to get crazier for the next couple of years. People need to be prepared for it. They need to put themselves in a really, really good position, because when they're talking about a 3-day work week, they're talking about, you don't have to work as hard and, machines will make food. Look, if you're wealthy, if you're really, really doing well, you'll probably have a butcher making your food. And if not, you probably have, one of these machines making synthetic food. That's the sad reality, because for a fact Billy Boy right here is not going to be eaten from a machine. That's for sure. And a lot of the people that are doing really, really well, these entrepreneurs, people that are working hard, putting in their time now, they're putting themselves in a position, learning, studying, maybe learning about a new industry. They're really trying to apply themselves, not being a victim, but applying themselves. Those are going to be the people. They're going to have all the options. The next couple of years, it's going to be the fastest moving period in American history. Everything is about to change. Drop below, we'll have a conversation about it. If you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself, maybe for business funding, maybe for investing in distressed real estate, maybe even to do a balance transfer, get out of high interest rate credit card debt. If you have a good credit score, 740 and above, in many cases you can transfer that debt, that high interest credit card debt, maybe 25, 30% interest credit card debt, to a 0% APR card for 12 to 24 months. No interest. So there's a lot of benefits right now having great credit. If you need help, we'd love to help you, give you a free strategy session in my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. You can book a free strategy session below, and I'll catch you in the next video.